Hey guys, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to set up my new bat base. If you bought any of my other bases, you'll probably be familiar with the process already, but this is for people who aren't as familiar or need a bit of extra help. So first off, we're going to download the SDK3 for VRChat avatars. We're also going to download the Pyomi Toon shader, specifically 7.3, so you can just grab this Unity package here and import that into your Unity scene. All of this is going to be linked in the description of the video. It's also going to be in the README in the files that you downloaded, and it is also on the Gumroad page, so feel free to look there as well. For Unity, we want to make a new project in specifically 2019.4.31. Always make sure to check VRChat documentation to see that this is the correct version of Unity. As of October 2022, we are on this version, but that might change in the future, so just a heads up. So I'm going to name this project BatTaz2. Because this is my third time trying to record this. It's going to take a couple minutes, and I will see you guys back when it's made this project for me. Alright, so this project is created. We're now going to import, in this order, we're going to import the VRChat SDK. Second, we're going to import Pyomi. And then third, we're going to import the bat files. So let me walk you through this once, and then I will cut ahead to when all of the packages are inside the scene. So we're going to right click in the assets here, down here. We're going to import a package and a custom package. We're going to find the VRChat SDK, which is here. Open it. It's going to think, it's going to think, it's going to think. All right. And we want to import everything. Everything will be checked off by default, so just hit import, and it'll take a couple minutes. And that is the exact process you're going to repeat for the Pyomi Toon shader and for my bat base. So I will be back when that's done, because it will take a couple minutes. Alrighty, so everything is imported, and next we're gonna navigate into the skip4d bat avatar file here. And you'll see a couple of other folders plus a scene that I've put together. Let's just double click that and go into the scene. And I've put all of the, both of the pre-mades that I've made in this scene, as well as the blank prefab. So if you press F on your keyboard, if you click on one, press F, it'll focus in on what you just clicked. So if you wanted to just upload one of these prefabs, what you're gonna do is come to the left side here. And we are going to hide the two avatars that we don't want to upload. Just by shift clicking multiple, so or control clicking multiple, and we are going to select them and then uncheck them on the right hand side here in the inspector. Now we're going to move this avatar to the origin point, which is 0, 0, 0, and we're going to do that by going to the position and just putting in a 0 here in the X. Okay, so for my avatars, I have a few blend shapes that you can customize your avatar with. So if we go back into the hierarchy and we click on the little caret dropdown, we're going to expose what is in this prefab here, which is the armature and a few meshes and this empty with a bunch of fizz bones in them. So we're going to go into the body here, and on the right side there's going to be this blend shapes with a little caret here. We're going to click that. You'll see all the blend shapes on the body. For the prefabs, for these pre-mades, I mean, I've already sort of gone through and I've picked out a few blend shapes to put on them. If you don't like them or you want to change them, whatever, you can scroll down here to the section that says customization, and you can play around with these, see what you like. All you have to do is slide it to where you want it to be, and then just leave it like that. It'll upload to VRChat as is. I would not recommend messing with any of these other ones because it will mess up your animations in the game. So definitely don't touch these. Just the ones underneath the customization empty blend shape here. But yeah, all you have to do at this point is to go into the VRChat SDK up here, show control panel. You're gonna log in. Okay, you're gonna log in and make sure you're clicking on the avatar in the hierarchy here. And then for the bat avatar, I've made sure that the avatar is roughly a medium rating, unless you put like other meshes and stuff that I haven't made like onto the avatar. All the stuff included, it will probably end up being a medium rating with about 45,000 tries. So that is what you're looking at here. And then you can just do build and publish for Windows. If you get this, that means it's just gonna fix some lighting things on your avatar. Just hit yes. It's always good to hit yes here. So do that, and you're free to upload the avatar. In the past, in my terms of service, I told people that you can't upload avatars publicly. Since then, I've changed my terms of service, and you can upload public avatars so long as you don't touch the credit. You credit me whenever possible. You're not making money off of my stuff. That's all I'm asking. I solo developed these, and I appreciate all the sales that I can get. So that's that. Let us talk about how to build your own avatar in a second here. All right, so let's go through the process of building our own avatar that is separate from the two prefabs that two pre-mades I made. Excuse me. So in these folders that I've included, there's prefabs, pre-mades, and shared assets. We're gonna ignore shared assets. That's mostly animations, stuff like that, effects controllers, whatever. Those are just like dependencies that every avatar is going to have, regardless of whether you make it yourself or I made it or whatever. So I highly suggest not touching that folder. Instead, we're going to go into prefabs, and you'll see that I've created subfolders here for all of the prefabs that I've created. So there's body, cheek fluffs, chest fluffs, hairstyles, and nails. Let's go into the body. I'm just going to drag this into the hierarchy here. And dragging it into the hierarchy will ensure that it is in the correct position. If you just dragged it into the scene, it's not going to be on the origin point at all. So we don't want that at all. All right, so this is the main body prefab. As you can see, there are back wings and arm wings to choose from. What I suggest doing now is going into the hierarchy. We're going to right-click on the prefab that we just placed into the scene. We're going to right-click it and select Unpack Prefab. And from here, let's go through what we have here. So let me hide the noses. So we have the back wings and the hand wings. Definitely delete the ones that you are not going to be using, because these use a lot of fizz bones, and your avatar will not be a medium rating if you use both of them. Highly suggest deleting one or the other. For the character that I'm going to make, I'm going to be using the arm wings, so I'm going to be deleting the back wings here. Let's go through the noses. So there's 3 different noses and a few different blend shapes to sort of change how they look. So here's the heart nose, and if we go into the noses, there are blend shapes here. So there's one on the heart nose to make it pointy. Let's hide this one more time. a pointed nose, we have a 3-pointed blend shape, and a heart blend shape. And we also have this sort of toony, doggy nose sort of thing, just like a generic nose shape I thought would be cute. This one does not have any blend shapes on it, so don't be alarmed if you don't see anything there. I'm gonna go with the heart nose, and the other two I'm just gonna delete for the sake of optimization. And we're gonna go back into the prefabs folder and pick out a cheek fluff. Let me go through all of them. So there is this fluffy one. All of these are rigged and have fizz bones. So we got this fluffy one. This sort of medium one here. And we have these pointy cheek fluffs. And I'm going to pick the fluffy ones. So there's, I guess, 3 different sort of chest fluffs. We have the main, which is in the main body prefab, simply because it's being influenced by multiple bones, so I had to rig it with the body. So there is this large mane. But if you don't like that, you can always delete that as well. It's optional, completely optional. I made 2 other sort of chest fluffs, and there's this larger one. And a little chest fluff here. Sort of spikier. More spiky look. I'm gonna go with this, oh, that's the cheeks. I'm gonna go with this, this large chest fluff here. And hairstyles. Let me go through these as well. There's 4 different hairstyles, so there is a little puff. Sort of a side-swept look that I stole off of my airplane dragon avatar. I got this, like, more toony, sort of swoopy look. I don't know what to call it. And sort of like a long, more wavy hair style here. I'm gonna go with just a little puff for now. Oops. Meant to delete those. Alright, and there are 3 different tails finally, so let's go through them. Bit of a long tail. I sort of added this because I like Neopets, and the Corbat avatar. Oh, the Corbat Neopet inspired me. I wanted a little Corbat tail, so that's why I included this one. Wait, I hit the hair again. Right, so the tail puff, sort of just like a little fluffy puffy tail. I don't know. And this one is more of like a, I guess, a more realistic bat tail, just sort of short and pointy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the puff, delete the other 2. So at this point, we actually need to attach these prefabs to the armature. We're gonna click on this little caret here under the armature to sort of go through the rig here. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna parent these little prefabs to the bones that we want them to stick to. So cheek fluff and the hair is going to be parented underneath the head bone. So you're just gonna control click them and drag them underneath the head bone here. Right, the chest puff will be going to the chest, and the tail will be going to the hips. All right. So all of, or most of those prefabs will have fizz bones. You don't have to touch any of them. I've already preset them, but you can mess with them if you wanted. So now that we have our avatar sort of built, we want to apply textures and materials to it. So the way that I recommend going about this is to duplicate one of the folders that I created for the presets and using those materials as bases, because in those materials that I have already set up, I have added masks and emissive properties and stuff like that. So I would recommend just duplicating what I have and building off of that rather than making it from scratch, just to sort of like get all of those like masks and stuff. Otherwise it kind of gets a little complicated for somebody without too much experience. So let me go through and show you how to do that. I'm gonna go into the pre-mades folder, and just pick either one, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna highlight the materials folder in here. I'm gonna control and drag into the main folder, for example. It's gonna take a second, but it's just gonna duplicate that folder. All right, so now we can see a materials folder in here. I'm actually gonna create another folder and call it my avatars. And I'm going to drop that duplicated folder into the my avatars folder, just for the sake of organization. Okie doke. Now that we have these materials, let me make these icons bigger. Okay. Now that we have these materials, you'll probably notice when you click on them that they're locked. This is a feature that Poyomi has recently added to their materials. Supposedly it optimizes it when you upload the avatar to VRChat. Don't know the mechanics behind that, but let's just shift click through all of the materials, come into the shader here, this drop down menu. We're going to navigate to Poyomi 7.3, and then Poyomi Tune. This sort of just quickly unlocks all of the materials instead of manually going in and unlocking it and waiting and then going to the next one. This is just much faster. So we have all these materials, but I don't wanna just remake the white bat here. That's not what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my own textures that I created in your software of choice. So that could be Blender or Substance Painter or 3D Code or whatever, what have you, Photoshop. Take your pick. So I imported my textures into Unity. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to be replacing the textures in the materials I've already created with my own textures. So mostly what you're going to be looking at is in this main section is going to be the main texture. You also want to make sure that this color is completely white. We're also going to scroll down into this special effects subtab into emission. I like to have my emissions set to glow in the dark so that they're not constantly like emitting and blowing out like your textures. So it's just going to turn on, like the emissions are just going to turn on when the lighting is below 0, I believe. So but yeah, we're just gonna plug in the emission map into this sort of little box here. So body goes into the main texture here, and we got an emissive texture here. And that's it. You can also play around with the outline color here, which I'm going to do after I plug in all of the textures. So feel free to play around with the outlines. Yeah, if you're not like too familiar with Unity or materials or anything, that's really the only things that I suggest that you play around with until you sort of understand like what everything else means. But let's carry on. So ears. The ears are also the nose texture, so they're going to be applied to both. So don't forget to apply the material onto the nose as well. And what I'm doing is I'm simply clicking and dragging the material onto the mesh itself. So yeah, super simple. So eyes is going to be this face texture here. The eyes specifically, this face material has a bunch of masks to sort of make the eyes shiny. And so it doesn't affect like the other things that are on this material. Definitely suggest sort of following my lead there, and if you're making your own material, sort of dropping these masks into these spots as well, in the clear coat as well. So let's go to the emission here, face emissive, there we go. Once again, we're clicking and dragging it, excuse me, there we go. Sometimes Unity does not want to cooperate. So the hand wings, let us do this as well. Special effects, emission, arm wings, and we're going to drag this here. The arm wings look a little funny in Unity and in Blender. I just positioned them that way because I found that this is the most comfortable way to have the arm wings when you're in VR. Otherwise, they really get in the way of like your arm movements and stuff, and I just thought that it wasn't like, I didn't want to sacrifice like your comfortability for sort of how it looked, I guess. And I think this looks completely fine in VR. The T-pose just looks a little funny, so. Okay, so this is for the hair. And the hair doesn't have any emissions, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Come on, Unity. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate the hair for the tail. Yep, tail. All right, and just gonna check the emissions, put the tail emission on there. Set the emission strength to 1. I'm gonna set the emission color to white, so it actually takes the map color. And then I'm gonna check glow in the dark, and that should be it for setting that up real quick. Let's see, this is for the main, which is gonna be this sort of chest buff here. This also doesn't have emissions, so it's fine, just like that. Okay, and then there's the cheeks. I'm lazy, and I want to pare down on the amount of materials I'm going to use, so instead of creating a whole new material for the cheek fluffs, I'm just going to reuse the hair material, because it's the exact same color, and I did not paint anything unique on the cheek fluff, so it's fine. So, let me show you how to change the outline color now. So we can actually, hold down Control and select multiple materials to change multiple materials settings. So let's do that on, let's see, everything but the white, like the primarily white textured ones, because those I'll make a different color. But these purpler guys, I'm going to Control click, and it was this red maroon sort of color because of the white bat, but I'm gonna make this like a darker purple. It's like super, it's a super subtle sort of like touch, but it kind of makes all the difference. I would suggest picking like a very dark color that complements your character. Yeah, sort of like more desaturated here. I think that looks good. I'm also gonna pick these whiter ones, and I'm going to make this sort of like an off-white, sort of like, maybe like a little purpler. Okay, yeah, but that is pretty much what I wanted to go over. Of course, you're gonna go back into the body here. And don't forget about these customization blend shapes. There's a bunch. So let me go through them really quickly here. So I've got sort of a chunky blend shape for sort of chunkier body type. I also made a breast blend shape. And for this, this mesh specifically, the large chest puff, I did make a blend shape to adjust for when you have that breast blend shape sort of active, so that sort of fixes that when you have that combination. Let me go through the rest. So we have lashes, we have fangs, saber teeth, which is just like a longer fang. We have a couple of eyebrow blend shapes here. So this is a thicker eyebrow, a thinner eyebrow, square, and a sharp eyebrow. We also have a couple of blend shapes to change the look of the ears. So here's a rounded tip, a straight tip to sort of get rid of that curve, and sort of like a more dramatic curve here. We also have big claws and no claws if that's what you're feeling. Yeah, those are the blend shapes. Let me just pick some. All right, and at that point, your avatar is good to go. You can press play here up top to sort of preview your avatar, make sure that all the fizz bones are working perfectly well. It's gonna send you into game mode, but you can switch into the scene. Click on your bat here in your hierarchy, and then you can just jiggle it around to make sure that the fizz bones are working. And they look pretty good to me. Yep, that's a wiggly bat. So we'll exit play mode. Important to exit play mode before you do anything. For people less experienced in Unity, just make sure not to make any big changes in play mode because more often than not, they will not be saved in play mode. So definitely exit play mode before you make any changes to materials or to anything like that. So we've done it. We've put it back together. We've applied textures. We've went over blend shapes. All that's left is to upload it. So let's do that. Go into the VRChat SDK. It's going to give you a bunch of warnings. You're going to ignore them because VRChat doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. So autofix, autofix, autofix. Doesn't even matter what they say, just autofix it. Doesn't matter. They're wrong. Yay! Okay, so we're gonna build and publish. We're gonna build and publish. Hey, materials will be locked. That's fine. It's gonna optimize it even more. It's fine. Click OK. It's gonna take forever though. Trust me, this is gonna take forever. So I'll be back when it's done thinking about its whole life. Its whole life choices. Alright. Okay, I'm back after a forever. Yeah, it really was forever. Anyways, name your avatar. Description. Put anything here. I would like some credit if possible, but if you are physically unable to write my username here, don't worry about it, I guess. Private public doesn't matter anymore. Feel free to upload as whatever. I don't care. Just don't make money off my stuff. Okay. And then you're gonna check this, and then it's gonna let you upload. I'm not gonna upload this because I already have this guy uploaded already. But yeah, that is basically what you gotta do to upload my avatar. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, please do not ask in the YouTube comments. Please do not DM me. Please do not email me. Join my Discord. Ask in the Discord. I will see it on Discord. If I don't see it in Discord, ping me. Join my Discord, ask in my Discord. Lots of people there are willing to help, including me. Yeah, please don't DM me, and especially please don't comment in the YouTube comments. Thank you so much. But yeah, I hope that everybody likes the avatar. I had fun making it. I think it's cute. I'm proud of it, and I can't wait to see what everybody does with it. Feel free to tag me on social media. I would love to see what you do with the avatar, all the antics that you get up into. There's going to be another tutorial video on how to set it up for VTubing. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. And yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess, as the YouTubers say. But you don't have to. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Maybe I do. I don't know. Oh well. Bye.